What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review the fourth album by American music duo 21 Pilots. Based this product is called Blurryface, and it came out in the spring of 2015. So if about this product here, this is a particular new era staple as far as these pitches have had a number of big deals about within these pitches, particularly one of which is the fact that in the digital era, every track off this album had a gold certification from the RIAA, so pitches like that definitely meant that the single sales, individual song sales were going pretty high. This is one of the most streamed albums of all time. Each one of these songs on Spotify has over 150 million plays on Spotify, a couple of which have over 2 billion plays, so it's a pretty large deal pitch like that. Stayed on the particular sales charts, the Billboard 200 every week for 4 years as far as this pitch can happen, kind of similar to albums like Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick and Curtain Call by Eminem. Some of those type ones, good staple type appeal. So this definitely had like some good commonplace about it. This particular album definitely had some good commonplace about it. Pitches like that was definitely probably more or less, definitely with an aspect of being like a later, definitely within the aspect of being like a newer era kind of classic within these appeals as far as these pitches happen. Definitely in terms of Spotify type aspects, pitches like that, but just overall the appeal behind this product was pretty large. So this being able to say within pitches like that. So this has a number of flavors about it, particularly within the aspect. This is a pretty like social kind of biting type album. It's within the variety of just like a younger kind of more exuberant and vivid type album within the pitch is something Maroon 5 was kind of doing. Maroon 5 was probably like in their late 30s, early 40s around this time. Probably mid-late 30s pitches, some of those type fairs about it, and like 2015, late 2014 pitches like that. They were coming off of the 5 albums and those type fairs, but just the pitch as far as saying it's like the aspect of getting folks that are probably 22, 24 pitches like that, somewhere around that particular range, somewhere within that aspect approximately, just be able to say within the pitch of just getting like that same sort of rhythmic type bite of folks like Charlie Puth and particular Maroon 5, some of that evening scene kind of restaurant type spice pitch like that. So it has that particular ordeal, but on top of that, it combines it with like an SFW type format amongst like Datpiff type flavors. So I definitely think there was some surfing going along, which there's definitely some excellent type products of getting like a fusion of some of these type fairs, of taking like some of these type sounds of folks like Meek Mill and Kendrick, in particular folks like Waka Flocka and folks like that, Rick Ross, some of these type folks, some of these type aspects of like the thriving kind of Datpiff scene that was popping up throughout the 2010s and late 2000s, pitches like that, and fusing that with like the aspect of like makeshift kind of varieties, just putting some of that type fare. There's some aspects that Post Malone was going to get to just a little bit later within those pitches. Came out just a mild trace before Post Malone kind of popped up on the scene, but he definitely had some of those type varieties. There's some Walmart songs on here within pitches like that, this kind of aspect, particularly songs like Ride, and then there's another one on here, songs like Ride and Lane Boy, some of these pitches that kind of commercialize and kind of coin like the concept of getting to like Walmart type music, a just simple type fare where it would be something just getting like pumpkin pie, getting like those little Debbie pumpkin pie type things and like snack cakes, fairs like that. Some of that pitches with the aspects as far as the particular fair about it kind of happens. Aspects, some of that type aspect, but also within tone of having like a solid enough kind of hustle snap about it. It's not so much within the aspect of really kind of ravenous kind of grip and arm strength pitches like that amongst like the hustle, but just kind of fair if some music is kind of necessary within those fairs. It's kind of complex and just some day tackle. There's a few of these on here like Stressed Out and a couple other ones that are not singles, like particularly, yeah, definitely songs like Stressed Out, Ride, and Not Today. Some of these stuff pitches within an aspect as far as just having like the fairs, probably a little bit of like particular Stressed Out, Not Today, Ride, and Lane Boy. Some of that pitches with an aspect as far as like the fairs of just having like the particular work shoes type format of just the grip of getting towards it, but just kind of with the pitch of just having good drink in your system. Some of that fairs on top of that. So not to have with an aspect as far as just having like the factor of it impacting like the performance of like music and day fair pitches like that, but just with an aspect as far as just getting towards the product and just having like a good spice and just like the thrills of like good 2010 stuff aspects. So this is pretty good heart of like 2010s here, I'd say, within pitch like that. This is definitely one of these capital type ones that just encompasses like the concept of, in a lot of senses, just the everyday type fashion. There were a number of these that I do remember hearing, despite the fact that really only 2 of these songs were top 5 singles. The rest of this album did pretty excellently in terms of like the digital type sales and social media type fare. In terms of rhythmic type complex, this album got to the 6th single, but it's kind of the format as far as saying for the most part the main airplay that these particular songs really get on the normal type format is just Stressed Out and Ride, which has a lot more to offer. It's definitely a large deal, but it's just kind of more in the complex. It's just less kind of within the aspect of like the tone of this particular referring to just like the traditional type fashion. So this is around the time when Spotify was really starting to pop off pretty Spotify was starting to pop off really pretty largely pitched like that, so it's kind of an ordeal that didn't really need to have like 6 singles on the radio, but it's this kind of pitch. The 2 1s were large enough within those formats, but it kind of undershines the album just in terms like that. Just because Rhythmic didn't pick up that many, but it's definitely, if you like the album, it's just definitely within the aspect that just kind of boils down to more personal type fare and just more within social circle type forums, because this definitely was pretty social complex. This real social, kind of gap-centric type album pitch like that, but it's just kind of variety as far as saying it just assumes within the conduct that you know the directive of what formats to kind of navigate to within those formats. So it's just not as necessary to kind of have like the introduction of all these songs in terms of like rhythmic kind of music type complex. But there is a couple. Just by the time like this album's starting to get fleshed out, the next song that I remember being picked up by 21 Pilots, the promotion of this particular album kind of weaved into like the Suicide Squad soundtrack that was the new Batman movie that had Ben Affleck in there and some of those type pitches when you got to like Heathen, some of those type pitches. So Rhythmic Radio just picked up that song as opposed to like the format of like some of the songs that were still cresting off of this album, which is not a problem. Heathens is an excellent song. I continue to thoroughly enjoy that song pitched like that, but it's kind of an aspect as far as saying that was like a good 1, 2, 3 kind of combination here in Stressed Out Ride and Heathens on a pretty hearing songs like Stressed Out Ride and Heathens on a pretty regular type format in like the mid-2010s. But it's kind of the pitch. But yeah, there were 6 singles off this album. I do recommend every song off this album, so 10 out of 10 pitches like that. But it's a good rhythmic type flares. It's fairly local as a hit type ones, like an excellent kind of night shift pop to get in like a Datpiff flavor. I definitely would say just very enthralling. Just whiz. The song is very enthralling, pitches like that, whiz through town on a pretty gliss type factor pitches, some of those type of appeals when you think of folks around that time like Future and Wiz Khalifa, folks like that, some of those type fares. You think of folks like Future, Travis Scott, Wiz Khalifa, things that fares pitches like that, Meek Mill, definitely folks like that within a trap type sense. This good song of pickups and lays pitches like that. So it's kind of fair, kind of just the factor of it is just without like the kind of looming kind of just auto tune about it. So it's basically like just getting a trap song with like without like the Travis Scott and Future style kind of auto tune pitches like that, but definitely does have like the kind of smokiness factor about it. So it's good type pitches, good type prog about some of those type ones that was just pretty ravenous throughout the fair. This definitely contributed to it. I definitely think with the aspect paying attention, this is good type varieties amongst the pitch. It just having further type formats that just feels pretty with the shit as far as like the fair's gonna have them within the aspect like the particular fairs of some of these type ones. Now the music type fare about this may not be quite as full bound like quaint to say, but it's not really like that's a horror type problem. It's just kind of excellent type pitch and just getting like something just really feel like a Batmobile kind of speed demon type pitches like that, some stuff ordeals aspects like that as far as the pitch kind of happens within the viciousness. Just have like a real sleek ride, some of these type appeals, this gliss factor real high. Even something as simple as just picking up Lay's chips pitches like that, just have some gab centricness amongst those appeals. Just good demon time. Tearing My Heart's the second single. Is like a good hop and bop to get, and like a jivey and plucky kind of head sprungness to kind of have within these aspects here. Just grab like some snowballs for a babe, pitches like that. You know, those pink kind of coconut candies, so and stuff, Ferris pitches like that. Just kind of text type song along. Good text type fair to have on top of that. Just pitch like that. Just have some text in mind just within the pitch. It just like the aspect of it's kind of being amongst more snack run type fairs, some of these stuff pitches within the product, but just good within the appeal. So this album does have some of these neighborhood type moments. There is kind of like some Ed Sheeran type varieties on here, pitches like that, a few of these, kind of with the aspect going from like the sleek type factor to more aspects of more everyday, kind of with the aspect of more homebound, kind of just chore type fare, not so much full bound chore type fare, but within variety of certain degrees of chore type fare, just music, kind of tidy up the house. Music type fair, clean and tidy up the house, pitches like that, some stuff ordeals, straighten like the bookshelf, some of these stuff fairs, pick up the shit off the floor, some stuff aspects in tone, maybe vacuum, some stuff pitches, but just the aspect as far as like particular fairs about it kind of go, but just the aspect, this standard kind of comedy pitch like that, just kind of plucky type one, kind of within the aspect, just a little bit more pep compared to Stressed Out, but it's just kind of pitch, just less work centric, just a little bit of free time within the fair, but just good commonplace. Good, nice groove. Stressed Out's the hit type one. Now, this is a pretty classic type song when you think of like the 2010s decade. This is definitely one of those type ones that was just pretty ubiquitous around those times, 2015 forward, with them pitches like that. Probably there's a good likelihood that this song continues to pop up with the nowadays type commonplace, despite being 11, 12 years old, pitches like that's kind of the aspect. But Stressed Out's like a good 2010s everyday to get, and like blase, I'd say here, just go to task, definitely within these tones. But go to task, just head to work, since the pitches clock in, since the fair's just the standard aspects of it, just iron out moments to kind of get towards here. So just kind of miss the pitch. If you have work in 15 minutes, just have like a McMuffin, some of these type fairs in the car, pitches like that, some stuff ordeals, just the aspect of this further type ones, pitches like that, just got to get through the BS, just possible beer within the aspect, if within the aspect of variety. variety. If it's not as like a full bound kind of central type one where it has some sort of clock in type variety, just some aspects to kind of have like some accompaniments to kind of ease the BS and the gulag factor of it, kind of just something to kind of take the edge off pitches like that. But it is something to kind of take the edge off pitches like that. But this is definitely a bop as far as these pitches can happen. I think this was like a top 2 single pitches like that, just to say it was either Stressed Out or Ride that hit number 2. But this was definitely a pretty large deal around this particular time. Yeah, this is a top 2 single. This was pretty huge throughout the fair. This continues to be a staple. So just good pitches like that, I'd say. Lane Boy is the 4th single. Now, this is good pitches. This is one of those type ones that was preemptive to Post Malone pitches like that. So definitely within variety, if you fuck with songs by Post Malone like Cycle and like Better Now, some of those pitches, especially off of like the Beer Bongs and Bentleys type days, and probably like I'd throw in there like the 2016 album, which I forget what that one's called. Oh yeah, Stony pitches like that. Some of those type ones within aspects, songs like Congratulations and certain type aspects, pitches like that. But Lane Boy is like a solid kind of Walmart. Yeah, Congratulations, Goodbye, some of those type ones. But yeah, Lane Boy is like a solid kind of Walmart music to get in like an early bird kind of Post Malone type style pitch like that. This blase and BSing type fair pitch like that. This gulag typeness. Some of those type ones are just a random Tuesday. Yeah, I'm gonna hit up like Walmart, Target, some of those type fairs. Just pick up some Doritos, pies for the day. Pick up some Doritos, shit like that, some Cool Ranch type ones, pies for the divas, pitches like that, selling stuff for deals, just something in mind with an aspect, just throw in a few things in like the shopping cart, selling stuff fairs or baskets, selling stuff fairs within the pitch, as far as those fairs gonna happen. It's gonna get in a miss a pitch, it is like some just time waste within NPL, just having like a good central time with this screw arounds in mind pitch like that's a good type varieties, just classic kind of Walmart music type PL, good pitch. Yeah, that's really the particular fair. There were a couple songs on this album that were like top 85, top 80s, top 88 type singles pitched like that, some stuff fairs, but really 4 out of 6 singles off this particular album. There weren't really any other type ones that would have been like a third kind of type one within pitch of being like a 15 type single that would have been like a here and there type one, maybe every other week, some of those type fashions. It really was, it just boiled down to Stressed Out and Ride, and then it evolved into Heathens later with the Suicide Squad. So it's kind of pitch it like I said, it's just kind of commonplace of just recognizing that this was a social snap of an album pitch like that. So you just pick out the ones, so you get the music type ones for every day, and then it just kind of has it. But yeah, the other large staple, the 5th single of this album, the other one that was pretty everyday was Ride. This is another one that has over 1 billion plays on, or 2 billion plays on Spotify. It's like a good embrace of music to get in like a relative plucky and Datpiff tinge kind of hop to it, I'd say here. Good pitch like that. Just kind of have some zags in your pocket, fairs like that. Just good type fairs, just work shoes as well, pitch like that. So it's kind of the variety as far as saying it's definitely good to have some music type fairs to miss like the free music scene as far as these fairs can have, just to miss the kind of product within these pitches. Now it's not just the aspect of similar type tunes that were on Datpiff around those particular times within pitch like that. So it's good type variety, some type flares about it, just good aspects just within the tone, work shoes on, some type pitches. It's kind of, yeah, just it's kind of good brunch hours, fairs like that. Just more McDonald's mornings, kind of music pitches like that. Some stuff where deals with other type factors, Hardee's, some stuff places. Just miss the fair, just like the day hup and pitches like that. As far as those fairs can go, good pitches. Heavy Dirty Soul is the 6th single as far as these pitches go. Excellent type fairs, like a lit kind of dance club song to get in like a surprising kind of 2010 sense that's not EDM as far as these fairs can happen. Go ham to this particular one, but in an SFW like fashion pitch like that. So this particular album has like the flair of having like the variety of just things in mind for like coworker type varieties. There's a couple of these ones on here, like I would say Heavy Dirty Soul, like a little bit of Polarized, a little bit of Message Man, some of these type ones, Hometown, some of these type pitches that have the aspect of probably songs that within a loosened type variety, I'd say probably on like the right night, if you are still within music type fashions, SFW type fair at like 6:30, 7:30 p.m. pitch like that, has some ones that are kind of within variety. Billie Eilish was definitely really good at doing these particular ones. She's good at doing this particular fair. Just folks like that within these pitches that have the variety of like some spicy kind of turn up, something that you could probably catch at like a gas station or like Walmart, certain kind of varieties, places with them a little bit more rhythmic type spice within the variety of probably Friday nights, some of those type fairs, Friday evenings, Thursday evenings, some of those type pitches where things start to loosen up a little bit, not be as fastidious. It's kind of pitch for us, but Heavy Dirty. So now this is definitely more amidst like the dance club. This seems less as full bound likely, but it does have like relative type varieties. It is something within the commonplace that this kind of has music type fashions within a certain sense. Kind of probably the least common to like the 6 singles that you'd catch on the radio in pretty much most senses, but still good varieties. Good for that flair. Good nice jammer to get. So yeah, I recommend every song off these 14 songs on here is a good pitch like that. So yeah, this would say 10 out of 10 album. plenty of these to recognize pitches like that. So some of these type ones, like the Judge is a good aspect of ones, like a good Ed Sheeran and acoustic lick kind of strip mall and weekday kind of flourish to get here. Just some bass swags to pick up. Sometimes that fairs get like socks or a shirt for Flame in Mind pitches like that. Just some Hot Topic shopping. Sometimes that pitches like that amidst some of these type fairs. Plushies, some of these type formats, just keeping the aspect kind of in mind, pitches like that, but just kind of miss the product of this kind of time waste within the day. Some of these type ones, this is kind of similar to like Lame Boy, but just without the Walmart kind of grocery run type aspects. So this kind of pitch, just neighborhood type bound, just nearby kind of strip malls, so type aspect in the tone, just a little bit of money throwaway pitches like that. There's another one within that particular fashion, which is We Don't Believe What's on TV. Good pitch like that. It's like a quicker, kind of dope, pedantic, and simple day, kind of restaurant fit to kind of get here. It's a little bit quicker than compared to the Judge pitches like that, but it's just some good aspects for just like some step out kind of within variety. Kind of gives like Charlie Puth type vibes, Bruno Mars, and like the right aspects and those stuff there. It's just good for dates, pitches like that, some stuff ordeals. It's a good aspect for like an evening at Applebee's or TGI Fridays. Some of that pitches from the aspects as far as these first going to happen. Red Robin, some of that pitches in particular just has the flair about it. It's a good aspect for like some kind of day shift and late day shift kind of activity pitches like that. Goner is a hit type one. Now this is pretty familiar with an aspect if you appreciating hit songs like Stay by Rihanna and certain ones that like Avril Lavigne and Pink and like particular Kelly Clarkson have done pitches like that. It's very 2010s smeared pitches like the accent type fires, like a good factory 2010s kind of rainy block homie to get here pitches like that. Just kind of a chum along, I'd say. Probably need like a quesalupa or two, something within those aspects about it. Just something kind of within the Taco Bell menu. Now I realize that quesalupas may not as full bound be around at Taco Bell, but just some of those type pitches, throwing in some of those type ones, paying attention to the menu. It's been a little bit for me, but within these pitches, as far as talking about, but just some gripe favors kind of throwing. It seems like within variety, this is one of those type ones that just dealing with like heartache or just personal kind of BS pitch like that. So this kind of fair is some come through type music kind of throwing within pitches like that, kind of have like the aspect of a flame straight and kind of within these pitches. Not tons of songs really on this album. For the most part, this has more pluck type factor about it, but just kind of the pitch, one of those type ones to just have the aspect within the complex. If there's the aspect like some upside down typeness, just the aspect of throwing in a gripe favor or something like that, just something that's gonna not to say openly kind of have like the factoid of pissing you off, but just kind of pitch just having that particular aspect, some of those type moments. Going to like that out of town Walmart or one of those type places to pick up an item, some of those type pitches, wasting a little bit of that gas money that's going to cause some costly kind of money that's for bill paying pitches like that. Some stuff where it not to say it's full bound as if wasting bill paying money, but just a pitch of this if you have to have if it does take up like $30 in gas or something like that, it's kind of ordeal. But this aspects within that variety pitches like that. Message Man is a hit type one. I like the factor behind the sounds. Good type flares about it here. It's like a slightly zombified and feeling right kind of a mixed shopping mall and socialize. I'd say here pitches like that. It's like good ass one for some game and flirt type fashion within pitch like that. So this kind of variety is just a spicier type one that's kind of missed the pitch alike. This is one of those type ones that has the factors like within the tone, the album kind of within the fair in terms of like getting tore up type fashion. There's probably some degrees like some of these. I don't know if these folks were as full bound. I think they were probably more or less over 21 by this particular stage, but it's just kind of the pitch as far as like particularly staying with, it's not like an entirely hand over fist get shit faced every single time. There's enough socialized kind of factor on here where I think it's a social type album for some drinks in your system and smoke type fair, but it's not within the complex as if having like songs designated. This is like the one where you're going to be super hammed out of your mind. It does it within the complex. It just keeping in mind like the Muzak and Bill Payne type fashion sense that fairs and the socialized the like patterns of being out in public with folks, some of those type pitches. But Message Man's probably one of the closest type ones on here for like the pitch of just some tear up type fashion, appreciating some of these type times done within the responsible type sense, but just the pitch of probably just zombify with what I mean with the pitch of just some tear up kind of just with the aspect feeling keyed pitches like that, but just kind of missed the tone of just out in public fairs like that within the responsible sense. But Message Man is still within the variety of being presentable pitches like that. But it's a good type fair to kind of have that upkeep about it within pitches like that. Just the product of getting some smokage in your system, some of those type fairs, but just an aspect like the socialized factor, just for an afternoon of rounds with your pals, and not for an afternoon of rounds and time waste with your pals pitches like that. And by rounds, I'm not talking within drink type fashions, but just the pitch of just like some time to spend pitches like this, kind of some congregate pitches like that, but just one fair smokage type product within. Good Kemp type sense, good pitch like that. Now, particularly, another nice one is Hometown, good pitch like that. It's like a solid kind of relative buzz single to get here. This would have been a good, nice fashion if they were going to promote this album further. This would have been a nice one for those particular products. It's like a Hometown is a hitting type one. It's like a solid relative buzz single choice to get here within pitches like that. If there had been further promotion off this album, it's not like it full bound needed it. It did get to the sixth single, but there had been the product for some more. This would have been this would have been a good, nice one. It's like a good rhythmic kind of early 2010s bounce to get about this product here, just SFW kind of dance club type variety. So this kind of pitch within the aspect, like I was saying, the particular kind of EDM type fashions, that was kind of something that was very booming around this particular time. But this is a pretty large scale type album that just has the pitch and nailing like these particular varieties that kind of. This was kind of something responsible for shape-shifting like the tones of what 2010s kind of rhythmic and kind of more pop-type music in terms of like dance club type fashions was going to get to. Is this kind of aspect. EDM was large scale around this time, but it seemed like it was kind of phasing out within those pitches, so this was kind of seen as like not as much full bound replacement, but just kind of like an alternative with some of these type pitches. It definitely, there were a lot of folks later on that capitalized on this, like particular Ian Dior and like Black Bear, some of these type folks pitched like that, Mike Posner in certain type senses, folks like that, MGK and some of those type fashions kind of pitches that was starting to get towards. There's this good type product, some of these type ones. Definitely Hometown is the throwback type one within some type varieties of having like trends like the Still Red Hot and what was going on to the Still Red Hot and what was going along pitches like that. So just good vibes 2013, 2014, 2015 type very excellent pitches like that. Polarized is the hitting type ones like a miss like later day kind of music kind of. Polarized is a miss like later day kind of music to get here, just Datpiff and SFW kind of fusion, I would say, just leftover tasks to kind of have within pitches. Some of that fares this beer kind of 45 minutes away, pitch like that. So this kind of aspect, there's just like moments. This is one of those type ones, like I was saying, within the pitch, and just like some of this urban type spice about it. It's one of those type ones, like I was saying, excellent type pitches for some urban type flavor within the aspect of talking about the tone as far as just like the things kind of listened to within a mixtape type format, a miss like the fair, just having jobs to work at like places like Marshalls and Targets and stuff places, just more kind of cash register type places within some type aspect. Now obviously that's going to be most places, but just within the pitch of just like a music type fashion within tone and getting towards some of these. But it's kind of fair amongst it. Just to miss like the day scene, like the later hours, so it's good pitches like that. But probably within the product, if you are clocking in hours, as soon as that pitch is just the after effect of just saying, yep, just got some this leftover type things, just a few more, whether it's outside of work, just car commerce to rope up, leftover utility runs, pitches like that, just the particular tone, just saying beer in the fridge or wherever, pitches like that, Sunset Fridays, just 45 minutes away, just got a grin and bear it, get towards the similar type aspects within the viciousness, but good type fares about it. So Doubt is a hit type one, excellent type appeals, like an excellent kind of Datpiff pop kind of nightclub embrace to get here. Just gab with pals, I definitely say good loosening type. This is a good loosening type one pitch like that. Have some hypnotic fares like that. Definitely cakes for a gal. Some of these type aspects of the tone, good pitch like that. Easily kind of donuts in your pocket, just fares like that within legality. Some cakes nearby for a gal, pitch like that, just whether in your pocket or pitch like that. No, within the legality, within some of those type fares, cakes out in the whip, some of those type products, donuts, some of those type pitches, or just beeline for a nearby gas station pitch like that. Some of those type fries, just appreciating like the night shift, just aspects with like the demon time kind of flourish pitches like that. So it's just the aspects as far as talking about it. Definitely some of those type ones, but within a pop music type appeal, this is just a good complex to kind of get towards some of these type ones. It's the aspect, this is probably one of the least type ones within the aspect, more SFW type varieties, but it still has pretty good handle and like the pitch and just appreciating like the factor, like the switch, the flip mode to things past probably like 6:37 p.m. pitch like this. So this kind of aspect, this, but it keeps it within a pop type sheen about it. So this kind of pitch saying it probably has like some leftover type varieties, but this is where things start to mesh out a little bit. Heavy Dirty Soul's probably actually. The hit song Heavy Dirty Soul is actually probably a little bit more within the complex, but both these probably hit within the varieties. This kind of pitch of just having like that particular factor, just going within that particular mode. It's some good break free to kind of have after a long day pitch like that, but this works for like the variety of just keeping it vanilla, good aspects like that. This works for like the excellent type variety of keeping it vanilla pitches like that, so good type ordeals pitches like that. I think the last one I haven't talked about on here is Not Today within these pitches. Not Today is like a solid kind of music staple to get in every day, I'd say, within pitches like that. This combos with Stressed Out and Ride, some of these type ones, Lane Boy, good pitch like that. Just a good Fritos run to kind of have here. Smoke a little bit within these pairs, just have some chats to be gab centric, some of these type pitches. So just kind of with the aspect as far as the varieties kind of happen, paying attention to like the flares about it. It's a particular tone as far as getting towards this like some day scene, some of these type products, this gas station kind of weaving pitch like that, neighborhood romps, is some standard dap with pals pitch like that. It's kind of aspect amongst like the fair about some of these type ones. It's getting towards the product to like the particular connect about it later on. So yeah, just a good carbon copy, just not as like So yeah, Not Today is just a good carbon copy of Stressed Out, just without the airplay as far as those pitches. I have excellent type pitches. So looking after a 10 out of 10 album within these pairs, good pitches like that. So just being able to say within the particular product about it, Social Score is going to get a 10 out of 10. Obviously, 2 songs with over 2 billion plays on Spotify speaks pretty good volume. It was on the charts for a pretty good portion of the 2010s. Excellent pitches like that. Album sales charts. Every song on this album went gold certification, so these singles were doing pretty good damage. So it just has that everyday type appeal. It's a pretty casual type commonplace, especially with more new school type vibes. Not to say like it's only like that. It's pretty capital, just paying attention towards it. This kind of variety, this is the aspect. It just doesn't do as much full bound kind of hand holding. It has the large spread type ones, but it's just the fact of just knowing about this album within variety, of knowing the songs to fuck with within these appeals. This kind of pitch, certain albums kind of do that within the fashion. It's definitely a staple in like the commonplace kind of ground, but it's just not. It's just not as much kiss and tell within like the varieties within aspects as far as like the full bound kind of ness, just to say within the product kind of about it, just within those aspects. But it definitely had the viciousness of this thing. It's pretty ubiquitous. So it combines these things. It's the aspect of getting good hop type songs and hop to it type. It's the aspect of getting good Walmart type songs and hop to it type songs and then pitch it. It's like the factor, just like some McMuffin type music for 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, pitch like that amongst some type of ordeals. Just the commonplace 2010s type staple that nails those type of appeals of just getting you amongst like the fray of Dave Fair within the commonplace. The Aaron Dean pitches like that. Some swag pickups and snack cakes for flames in mind, pitches like that. Text type fair on top of that, pitches like that. Some nightclubbing with the aspect of later shift type aspects, just combining that within a Datpiff type format, and then just the tone on top of that, making that kind of SFW and vanilla within some stuff pitches. A couple type ones for some shopping mall kind of aspects, kind of feeling razzle pitches like that, and then some kind of snack run type songs, just with Aaron Dean and fairs like that. So this kind of pitch for us, it nails the particular appeal, just excellent aspects, a little bit of stunt type songs on here as well, pitches like that. Like I said, the tear up type fashion it is on here, but it's more of like a social kind of get tore up type fashion, so it's just more socialized type factor within those aspects. But in terms of the future, 21 Pilots dropped a 2025 album pitch just like that. It's kind of within the fair. This continues to be like the central kind of, not so much full bound apex and opus that they particularly drop, but this kind of pitch. This has like the most capital type varieties. Not to say like they don't have other type hits, but it just feels like some of these type ones. This is a pretty good, this widespread kind of this balmy type time that I think has like a lot of familiarity and nostalgia. That it's not as if they weren't able to capitalize on it, but it's this kind of pitch. This is a real strengthy type one. It's kind of similar, like when you think of like particular, like when you think of Wiz Khalifa in 2011 or 2012 with like One Night in First Class or Rolling Paper, some of those type pitches with Black and Yellow and Work Hard, Play Hard, some of those type pitches. Not as if they didn't have further type ones, and it's not within that fashion as far as saying that they fell off in any fashion. It's just kind of pitched the height and just the feelings. I think the nostalgia factor and just the vibes that this particular album gave is just kind of pitched that it just deals with like a particular hit time. There's plenty of these type folks. Other type folks kind of had that aspect. Drake in 2018 pitches like that. This other type ones. Post Malone in 2019, some of this type of appeals. This kind of aspect as far as saying was just the variety as far as talking about excellent type fairs pitches like that. Just paying attention to this. This is a 2010s classic. This overall classic in general. Definitely a good classic out of the new school pitch like that. Just some heavy hitting kind of dynamite type varieties. Easy enough to fuck with. Definitely necessary.